Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Tacho here. We back. We got some more Fire Emblem content. Although we're going to be doing something a little bit different today, and not quite Fire Emblem Heroes. So, I thought, why not? We might as well do a top 10 favorite Fire Emblem tracks chosen by yours truly. You've probably heard a lot of these tracks before in some of my videos. I use them as background music, but man, it's time for us to actually sit down and appreciate some of these tracks for what they're worth. Now, we're going to listen to every one, not in full though, because that would take too long. We're going to go like 30 seconds to a minute into each track, and then we'll move on to the next one. And we're going to start things off with the very first track here, which is Beyond the Distant Skies. This is Roy's theme from Fire Emblem 6, and this one is the epitome of nostalgia for me. Every single time I hear this track, it just never fails to get me in the mood to play Fire Emblem 6. And Fire Emblem 6 is my personal favorite of the Game Boy Advanced entries out of all three of them. I think that's like kind of a hot take or a weird take. I think most people prefer 7 or 8 more than 6. But for me, like 6, I feel like is the perfect blend of difficulty, balance, and also characters and story and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this track right here. Damn, that's so good. So smooth. Love it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on to the next track. This one is from Path of Radiance. As you guys know, the Tellius games are my favorite. This could have easily just been a top 10 Tellius tracks, and it probably would have just been my top 10 favorite tracks in general anyway. But in the interest of fairness, I tried to get tracks from all the different releases. So this one's going to be Burger King's battle theme. Of course, Burger King Black Knight is the most memorable boss that we fight in the Fire Emblem series, and his boss music is, in my opinion, like the quintessential final boss music for Fire Emblem. So let's go ahead and take a listen here. Tell me that's not fitting final boss music right there. Yeah, like Burger King is basically the Mewtwo of Fire Emblem. He's like the guy you always want to fight at the end. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to the next track. This one is from Fire Emblem Engage. I think a lot of people really like this one. It's the battle music from the Solm maps that you play in the country of Solm. Really peaceful, really like it's kind of like elevator music in a way, or like menu music. I really like those type of things, like menu and elevator music, because I'm a weirdo. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this one. Oh my god, that is such a vibe. Yeah, we listened to that one for a lot longer than I thought, but I, man, it's easy to get lost in a good track like that. Okay, next up we've got one from Fire Emblem Warriors 1. Yeah, nothing from Three Hopes on this list, but we do have some tracks from Warriors 1, which I do appreciate. This one is a remix of the track Duty from Fire Emblem Awakening, so let's listen to it. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. That one is, it's one of the battle themes from Awakening, I believe, or like one of the map themes. Can't remember exactly where it played, but it's been like a decade since I last played Awakening. Okay, here we have another one from the Tellius games. This one's from Path of Radiance specifically. So this is Naesala's theme. I love Naesala so much. I think he's probably my favorite of the Laguz Royals because he's just such a conniving bastard. It's hard not to love him. So here we go. This is his theme. Yeah, that one, I mean, it just gives you a sense of oncoming dread. Like something bad is about to happen. And of course, that's typically the case with Naesala. He's always up to no good. Okay, here we have another remix from Fire Emblem Engage. This one is the Three Houses remix from that game. So let's go ahead and run this one. That's a good one too. Yeah, the remixes in Engage are so good. I actually prefer this remixed variant over the original from Three Houses. So yeah, like say what you want about Engage. If you prefer Three Houses, then that's fine. But man, you can't deny the Engage soundtrack is just really good. Okay, next up we've got another one from Fire Emblem Warriors 1. This one is a remix from a track from Fates. Now, you guys know I've never actually played Fire Emblem Fates, so I'm not sure which part of the game this particular track plays in, but it's really smooth, really mellow, so let's go ahead and run it. Jeez, that's good. Yeah, wow. I actually feel nostalgic hearing that, despite the fact that I've never even played the game before. Is that possible? Can you feel nostalgia for a game you've never even played? Just from listening to the music? I don't know. There's something very, like, reminiscent and memorable about that track. So, awesome stuff from that one. Okay, this one's a real nostalgia trip. So this is the final chapter light music that plays in Fire Emblem 7. I cannot think of a more fitting song to play on the final chapter than this one. And Final Chapter Light probably is just my favorite final chapter in any of the Fire Emblem games. It's basically like a boss rush mode where you're opening all the doors and all of the bosses throughout the game pop out. And as an added bonus, you even get to fight Brendan Reed, who we never got to fight in the actual game. So, pretty awesome stuff. Let's go ahead and run this one. Man, that really takes me back. It's a little basic, of course, being a Game Boy Advance track, because, like, let's be real, the Game Boy Advance couldn't run MP3s, so a lot of the tracks are bit-crushed, meaty versions of what they would actually sound like, but I would love to hear a remix of this in, like, a Switch version game or something like that. Let's get an upgraded version of some of those awesome GBA tracks. Okay, next up we have another one. This is a remix from Engage once again. This one is the one that plays for the Fates emblem maps, so like Emblem Corin, Emblem Camilla, things like that. This one is also really smooth, and it's pretty similar to the one we just listened to from Fates, so let's go ahead and have a listen here. My God, that is so butter. Oh boy, yeah. once again, I'm feeling like nostalgia for Fates, and I've never even played it. That's so crazy to think. Like that's such a good track. That particular one from Fates, really, really good. So now we're gonna go on and move to my number one favorite. We did save the very best for last, and should be no surprise, it's something from Tellius. This is Echoes of Daybreak, and it plays on the very first chapter of Radiant Dawn. This one might actually make me like cry grown man tears with the amount of nostalgia that's about to hit me from this. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this one. Oh my god, yeah, that's really good. That there's a reason why Tellius is my favorite double entry in the whole series. Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, can't top that. And like I said before, easily could have just filled this whole list up with top 10 Radiant Dawn, but I want it to be fair to the other games because they do have good music as well. So that's going to wrap us up for my top 10 favorite Fire Emblem OSTs. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And this is your boy Tacho signing out. So take care, fellas, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.